It started as an experiment. No pressure, no expectations, just a question. What would happen if I gave myself 5 uninterrupted minutes? No music, no distractions, no pretending to be productive, just space. I didn't expect much, but in those 5 minutes, I stopped running from my thoughts, from my patterns, from the parts of myself I usually silenced, and that changed everything. I sat there still, uncomfortable, exposed, not physically but mentally, like the mask I didn't even realize I wore had been ripped off, and all that was left was the raw version of me, the one I usually hide beneath deadlines, noise, and notifications. The world was still spinning, but for the first time I wasn't spinning with it. I was just there, and in that stillness I noticed something. Most of the pressure I felt, it wasn't from outside. It was me, demanding, judging, rushing, trying to keep up with some invisible race I never agreed to run. So I tried again the next day. Same thing. 5 minutes, but this time I added a layer of intention. Not just silence, but presence. Not just sitting, but observing. I didn't try to force clarity. I just listened. And in that listening, I heard things I didn't know I needed to hear. Like, you're doing better than you think. You've survived everything you once thought would break you. You don't have to prove anything today, just be aligned. That became my ritual. 5 minutes of realignment, not to fix myself, but to find myself. To connect to the version of me that already knew the answers, beneath the noise. And it wasn't always profound. Some days, my mind raced. Some days, I just breathed. Some days I was lost in my own mind, but every time, I walked away lighter. I started using those 5 minutes to ask one question. What version of me am I choosing to be today? Not in theory, but in practice. Would I walk into the day reactive or intentional? Would I speak from my past or respond from my power? What shocked me most wasn't how much changed in the 5 minutes, but how much changed because of them. I started noticing my posture, my tone, my energy. I wasn't trying to control everything anymore. I was showing up and things were adjusting around me. This wasn't just a habit, it was a recalibration. And here's what I learned. 5 minutes is enough time to come back to yourself, to shift your energy, to remember you don't need to earn your worth. You just need to align with it. Because clarity doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. And you can only hear it when you slow down enough to listen. So when life feels loud and everything feels urgent, give yourself 5 minutes, not to escape, but to reconnect, to feel again, to listen again, to breathe again, and do it without guilt, without pressure, because this isn't a hack, it's a return, a homecoming to the self. We think growth takes hours, years, major events, but sometimes all it takes is 5 minutes of truth, 5 minutes of not performing, 5 minutes of honesty with yourself. That's what shifted things for me. Not because the world changed, but because I did. And once I changed, how I saw, how I moved, how I expected, everything around me followed. So if you're overwhelmed, lost, disconnected, try this. 5 minutes, no noise, no distractions, just you, your breath, your truth. It might feel small, but it might just shift everything.